Dr. Pamji Palmer.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I'm taking this call to support the Social Security Extension of Young Persons Services and Remedial Matters Amendment Bill in the second reading. Mr. Speaker, as a member on the Social Services Select Committee, I want to thank each and every submitter. Looking at the number of submissions, Mr. Speaker, we received 10 submissions, and I would say that was reasonable for this bill. Mr. Speaker, each and every submission was given a thorough consideration. And as a result, this bill has come back with some good amendments. This bill addresses a very serious social issue, and that is long-term welfare dependency. Mr. Speaker, we know that when people go on benefit at a young age, then they tend to stay on benefit for a very long time. It's very important to engage youth in education. It could be just simple coaching like budgeting courses or parenting courses. And it's important to help them get into employment because that's the best thing we can do to help them. Mr. Speaker, the youth services, they are aimed at improving social and educational outcomes for young beneficiaries. And this bill is to extend youth services to 19-year-old beneficiaries with children and 18 and 19-year-old beneficiaries without children, but those who are considered to be at a significant risk of staying on benefit for a long term. So this bill is about extending the support to a bigger group that is at risk of staying on benefit, Mr. Speaker, for a long term by helping them get into education, training, or employment. Mr. Speaker, it's really important to engage youth, and this is not an easy task to engage youth in education, especially youth dependent on benefit. Mr. Speaker, this government is fully committed to help our young people. With the commitment that we have from the government and with the support of the community and families, Mr. Speaker, we can definitely make the change that we want to. Mr. Speaker, the member from the Greens spoke about the investment approach, and she was critical about the investment approach. Mr. Speaker, this is not just for the wider economic good, but it is going to be good for them as individuals too. Right. Mr. Speaker, extending youth services to 19-year-old beneficiaries with children and 18 and 19-year-old beneficiaries without children, those who are considered to be at high risk of staying on benefit, is a good step because a youth service program was set up in 2012. Yes, I heard that members are saying it's a new program. It's not that new. It was set up in 2012, and it has been successful, Mr. Speaker. There has been some evaluation done. An evaluation was done in 2014, and the evaluation showed that the program is making very positive impact on the lives of young beneficiaries. One evaluation that was done in March 2015 showed that number of people, Mr. Speaker, young beneficiaries, those who were on youth payment, when they moved to work age benefit, the numbers reduced by 8%. The numbers dropped from 38% to 30%. So it's definitely giving us positive outcomes. So, Mr. Speaker, the overall aim of this bill is to have fewer people relying on benefit. We know that employment is the best thing to get out of poverty, and that's why, Mr. Speaker, we are focused on this. We have recently also done welfare reform that was also to help people get into employment, and as a result, we have thousands of children, Mr. Speaker, fewer children in benefit-dependent families. That's a very positive outcome. So this bill is to help more and more young people have better opportunities in their lives. I support this bill and commend this bill to the House. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.